my channel. Today's video is going to be a one brand tutorial. I'm going to do a full face using only Wet n Wild products. I like doing these kind of videos, and I actually thought that I'd already done a Wet n Wild video previously. But then I started looking through my videos and I was like, no, I don't think I have. I've done an e.l.f. one, I've done a Cokie one. So today I thought I would do a Wet n Wild one, since Wet n Wild is one of the cheapest, but yet really one of the best drugstore brands there is out there. So a lot of people like to gravitate towards Wet n Wild. So I thought, why not do a tutorial using nothing but Wet n Wild products and kind of give you my little thoughts on each product as I go. So it may help you out if you are makeup shopping. You'll know, well, do I really want to buy that? Jennifer said it didn't work very well, so let's pass it up. You know what I mean? So anyway, if you're interested in this type video, without further ado, I'm going to shut up and let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Alright guys, so to start this look, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Coverall Primer. This is supposed to refine pores, fill fine lines, brighten my complexion, and even my skin tone. I used to use this primer often, but I just don't really use primers a lot. I've just been stuck on using my Nivea Men's Shade Balm, like most of y'all probably already know. But it's just like a white moisturizer kind of feel. It's a little bit thicker. Kind of smells like glue, honestly, like Elmer's glue. That's what it makes me think of when I smell this. It feels really good moisturizing on the skin. Alright, so let me put my phone out of the way. For the foundation today, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I do have a complete video about this foundation on my channel. I can link that below if you would be interested. This is not going to match my face, I would say, at all. This is more of my winter color, but we'll try. I'm in the shade Buff Beige, I think. We'll see what it looks like. And it has this spatula. I didn't even wet my beauty sponge.
Okay.
Be right back. Sorry about that. I took it to the bathroom to dampen it. I guess I just forgot to do it. I was going to do that when I got done washing my face. So the color match is not terrible. Well, maybe it was too dark on my skin in the winter, because my face is way darker right now than it was when I bought this foundation and started using it. I do like this foundation a lot. It smells like paint, like straight up paint in a can, but I like the actual foundation. It has a good medium coverage. It's long wearing for me. It doesn't make me look oily. It's not a complete matte foundation, and it's not like a total luminous foundation. Then for concealer, where is my concealer? I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I'm in shade, or this is in shade Light, and it's probably going to be too light for right now, but we'll just go with it. I was probably out of frame the whole time right there. I don't know what I was thinking. So I think this is going to be a little bit too light for right now, just with a tan. But we're going to blend it out and go with it. It's not terrible. I do remember that this is definitely not my favorite concealer. Oh, it's starting to dry down. It does an alright job at concealing my dark spots, but I do remember that concealer, it creased like crazy on me, so I am going to go in and set it. I don't have a Wet n Wild powder to set my face with. So I'm just using the RCMA No Color powder to do this with. But I think that's the only product that I don't have from Wet n Wild for this full face. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish setting the rest of my concealer, rest of my face, and I'll be right back and we'll get started on bronzing. So next, this is a product that's going to look familiar to you guys if you watch my channel. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Caramel Toffee. You can tell I love this. I use this on a daily basis. There's my powder to set with. What am I thinking, goofball? So I'm just going to take this bronzing powder and I'm just going to warm up my face. I don't actually have a Wet n Wild powder to contour. I do have a contouring cushion, but I'm just not into contouring at the moment. I just like doing this, warming my face up, and it kind of gives me that, kind of have that natural contour anyway. So, whoops. I am going to go in with this banana shade, and I'm just going to tap that right underneath my eyes for some extra brightening, because this powder is excellent for that. Alright, so for a blush from Wet n Wild, I wanted to try this one, just because this one is different. It's not something that I would normally gravitate to, and it's just different. It's the Wet n Wild Color Icon Ombre Blush in a purple haze, and it is a purple blush. It's like a lilac, and then it fades down to a pink, but it is really pretty, and I've never used this, so I want to use this today. See what this does. It may look completely silly. Well, really, it doesn't look purple on my face. It just kind of looks like a light blush, but definitely not one that I'm loving, because it's too light for my skin tone. If you are a lighter skin tone, you may really like this, because it's not like purple on your face. It just kind of looks pink. It's pretty, it's just too light for my skin tone, but I actually like the Color Icon blushes. They're actually a really nice formula. So for highlighters, I have two to choose from. I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Crown of My Canopy, which is a very popular one on YouTube. When it first came out, it was very popular. Or I also have another popular one from Wet n Wild. It's the Wet n Wild Fergie collaboration. This one is in, what's this even called? Hollywood Boulevard. You can't get the Fergie one anymore, but they do still have this exact highlight. It's not called Hollywood Boulevard anymore, but they only have two. One is a pink tone highlighter and the other one is a gold one. You'll be able to find this in any drugstore, and they're both really, really pretty. I'm afraid that this one is going to be too dark on my skin because I've never used this, so we will see. I'm just going to lightly tap it at first just to see. I can't really even, okay, maybe we don't need to tap lightly. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to go with this one. It doesn't, you can't see it on my skin. You can see the highlight, but you can't see the actual, like, a strip of powder on my skin. That's what I was afraid of. Where it's a darker shade that you would be able to see it and it looked like I have eyeshadow on my cheek. But no, it doesn't show up. It's really pretty. It's a really pretty highlight. I like this. Wish I would have known sooner that I could actually use it, because I would have. But I've always thought, that's going to be too dark on me, so I've never tried. It's really pretty. Like it. Like the highlighter. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and set my face and let that be drying down. Tap it in with my beauty sponge before I go in and do my brows and my eyes. So to do that, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. It's a smaller bottle. You get 1.52 fluid ounces, but this is a really, really nice setting spray from the drugstore. You want to hold it out a little bit further. It doesn't have that super fine mist. It doesn't spit at you like big water balls, but it's not super duper fine. So you want to hold it out a little bit further so a big water droplet doesn't hit your face and mess your makeup up. Alright, so next is brows, and I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Universal Stencil Kit. I'm not going to be using the stencils. I'm just going to be using the powders that they have in here for your brows, and it comes with these little brushes and a spoolie, so that is handy. I typically like to use a brow pencil rather than like a brow powder or a pomade or anything in that type ordeal, but for the sake of this video I am going to go in with a powder. It does come with a wax. This first one is a wax that you can lay down in your brows before you put the powder in, that way it sticks, and then run your spoolie through it. So I'm going to speed this part of the video up just for the sake of what this is. It's just a brow powder. Okay, so I actually really like this little kit. It did take a little bit longer than it would if I just did it with my brow, my eyebrow brush. This is a darker color than I normally wear. That's one thing about this palette, is universal, but I don't think you have a black, you have a dark brown, and this is like a green color. That is not taupe. I mean, it is like straight up green tinted. Then you have, you know, this to highlight your brow, and then the wax. But if you're blonde, I don't know about this Wet n Wild brow palette thing, just because unless you have green eyebrows, it's not going to work. Alright, so I'm going to prep my eyes. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. This is a decent eyeshadow primer also. You can get this at the drugstore. It's like $5, $4. It does a very good job. I am going to prime my eyes with that, and then I'm going to set it with, this is a Wet n Wild Color Icon Single Eyeshadow in Brulee, Cream Brulee. And then I will be right back, and we will get started on doing an eye look. And then I'm going to go in with that shade I use for my transition color, that taupey color. And I'm just going to blend that out. For my inner corner highlight today, I'm actually going to use the same one that I used on my eyelid, and I'm just going to take it into the inner corner as well. And then for my brow highlight, I'm going to go in with the first shade, the bone colored shade, and mix it with that second shade, just back and forth a little bit. And I'm going to highlight my brow with that. I don't want it to be too overboard metallic, but I don't want it to be completely flat matte either. So I'm just going back and forth between the two, tapping off my excess, and then highlight my brow. So as a final step to the eyeshadow look, I'm just going to take my large fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to rub it right over where I put that highlight, brow highlight, just to make sure it's blended in with the rest of the eye look. Then we'll zoom me back out because it's so blurry when it's up close to me like that. I don't know why it's doing that today, but whatever. Okay, so I also have this Wet n Wild. This is a Color Icon Kohl eyeliner. This is a nude one. Trying to see if we, yes, 607A, Calling Your Buff. That's the name of the pencil. So I'm going to apply this into my waterline to kind of open my eyes back up just a little bit. So this is really creamy. This glides on easily. So this, I kind of like this. And then all I'm going to do now is add some mascara. And although I do have Wet n Wild mascaras, I don't know where they are. I think I gave them to my kids. And Destiny's not here with her makeup, and I'm going to assume she's probably got it. We looked through Lakin's makeup. She doesn't have any. So I'm going to apply my mascara, and then I'll be back to do my lips. So, just a second. Okay, so for lips, I'm going to go in with Wet n Wild. This is 902C Bare It All lipstick. It's a really pretty nude color. I do have a review of the Wet n Wild liquid lipsticks, the catsuit lipsticks. I do have that on my channel, but for this video I wanted to use just a regular bullet lipstick from Wet n Wild. Because their bullet lipsticks are so good. They're so soft and creamy. They're just a really, really good formula. Alright, so now I'm going to give my face one more spray with the setting spray, and then that will complete this look. Alright guys, so that's it. That completes this look. I am going to come in a little bit closer so you can see the final results, because my camera was being a little janky and didn't want to focus when I was zoomed in close doing my eyes. I don't know about that palette. I mean, the final result, it's pretty, but I feel like the shadows could have blended a little bit better. The metallic shadows better than the matte shadows in the palette. The matte ones are a little bit patchy, you know, a little bit hit or miss. So, but I mean, it's not a bad palette. It's one of the better ones from the drugstore that I've used. I'm just going to be completely honest here when I say this. There's really not any drugstore palette, eyeshadow palette out there that I can tell you that I really love. I'm just being honest. I think they're all, you know, there's some better ones. This is one of the better ones, but none of them really has ever knocked my socks off and made me be like, oh, best palette ever. So, this one is an okay one though. I did like the creamy eyeliner. The lipstick's good. Setting spray is a great product. The primer is. The brow kit, I did like that, but it's not my preference on how to do my brows. This little single eyeshadow in Creme Brulee, this is one of my favorite eyeshadows ever. I've used this one to set my eye primer for years. I don't use it all the time, but I've used it on and off for years. The eye primer is good. The foundation is excellent. I did like the highlighter, the crown of my canopy. I'm sure you've heard of that though. It looks really pretty on the skin. I didn't care much for the purple blush. If you're a lighter skin tone, you probably would like it, like I said. And then I love my contouring palette. So overall, you know, these are all products that I really, really enjoy. I have gave away quite a few Wet n Wild products that I didn't necessarily enjoy so much as these. But for the most part, Wet n Wild as a brand, I do like. So, yeah, if you are interested, if you like this video and you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure you let me know down in the comment section, because I would love to do more one brand tutorials for you guys. And yeah, so that's about it. So I hope you like this video. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe before you leave. If you're one of my lovely subscribers, I'm trying to get back in the groove, guys. I did a live yesterday and I did a video today, so that has to be a sure sign of we're going in the right direction, right? So I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.